Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great day. Well, today is day 2 of extravaganza, and be sure to watch the whole video to get your 2 numbers that you're going to need for Monday. And as you can see from the picture, I am working on my koi pond, I guess. This is not the all one color koi pond. I got this from Easy DIY, and that's EASE DIY. And I was going to work on the fish, but I realized the only thing that I have left are all the little confetti parts. So, yeah, we'll just work over here. And I'm in the lower right hand corner, if you will. So I'm putting all that black in, and it is 310 black. So how is everybody? Holy cow, it's been a week already. Yeah, just, oh my God. Yeah, it got a little bit warm yesterday, which was good. And it's been nice all week. I mean, either 80 or a little bit above, and gets down to about 40s in the evening. Like nighttime, like after midnight-ish. Because it was like 70-some degrees when I was still at work. Or no, it was 60-something. It was actually 60-something. So, I mean, it wasn't too cold. So, yesterday was freaking nuts. We had a lot of people coming in and we're trying to put the order away. And thank goodness we had help. And that, it was like, okay, I'm done with this day. Pretty much. Get out of there before the weekend, yeah. Because as you know, I don't work weekends. That's okay. I mean, if anybody said there was a problem or they needed me to fill in, you betcha. Whatever it takes. So, yeah. It's just picking up, irregardless of everything else that's going on in the world and inflated prices and this and that. People are still out there. So, I don't know. Oh, I fell down the rabbit hole on Monday. Oh, yeah. Big time. When I come home from work, now Monday, mind you, I got off at like 4 o'clock. No, yeah, that's right, 4 o'clock. I had to think what time it was. And, I do a few things, and then after I get something to eat or whatever, I settle down and, start watching the YouTubes that came out, that's on my subscription list. Came out during the day that I can't watch while I'm at work, for sure. Because that it wouldn't even make sense. I don't have time for that. And Fat Quarter Shop. Oh my gosh, Kimberly got me. Kimberly Jolly from Fat Quarter Shop. Holy cow. She has a free pattern. So you can I would go to the YouTube, um, what do you call it, episode, if you will, for Monday. And it was a live. But, I mean, I missed the live, of course. She's doing granny squares. Not crochet. Cross stitch. Granny squares. Now, my whole life has evolved around granny squares. I learned how to make a granny square probably in about 1972. And I taught my grandmother, who was about 65-ish, close to 70 back then, how to make granny squares. She was off and running. Now, I got to preface that with the fact that we used to make afghans with yarn, of course. That's how you make an afghan. Hello. Well, that's how we made afghans. And we would make them multicolored, and we had this one pattern that we used forever and ever, and so there would be leftover yarn, or I had an art project, or I was making a pair of slippers, or whatever. We always had yarn. Yeah. In a way, we were the crafty house, but we really weren't the crafty house. We got stuck on one thing, and that's all we did. So we knitted, or because my mother didn't crochet. But I taught my grandmother, needless to say, how to make granny squares. And back then yarn was not very expensive, so you could go out and get, if you wanted to make the granny squares in like 3 specific colors or whatever, or 1 color, that'd be great. But yeah, so we were always making granny squares. Yeah, I fell down that rabbit hole like I didn't even ask questions. I just jumped right in. Because, here's my brain. Okay, you got all the yarn left over, and that's how we made granny squares. And this continued for, God, 10 years plus. So we always had a thing of yarn somewhere, because I was always stitching something or knitting something. And I'm thinking in my brain, this would be great. I have all this thread, and I have it in different colors, and, because I'm always collecting thread. Yeah, okay. I can tell you right now that I could probably crochet 30 times more. I could crochet 30 times more granny squares in the time it took me to make 1 cross-stitched granny square. And I'll show you what I did. Hang on. Alright, I'm back. So I went and I got that piece. Remember I made this little bird? This is a piece of, I think it's Heritage by Picture This Plus. It's kind of got a green tone to it. So I made 1. And yeah, I need to take that stitch out. But yeah, and finally, by the time I hit the 3rd round going, because, I start, she has you do the whole outside, and then you do, you start adding the colors. It was like all I could do to do it, because, I can do these things in my sleep. So normally you would start in the center, and blah, 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 and go from there. Yeah. It was weird doing it backwards. And finally, like I said, by the time I hit this green section, it all started to fall in place. Well, all I got to do is make these little pyramids, all the way around, because I'm counting all the stitches across. You know how all of a sudden a pattern just falls into place? Yeah. But, yeah. So, that's as far as I got. It took me, I started it on Monday night, and I finished it on Tuesday morning, and then I started doing another one. So I have no idea where I'm going with this, but in my brain, my brain always gets ahead of everything. Oh, I could make it look like an afghan, and do each one of those different, like maybe do 5 across and 6 down. Hello! Yeah, that's 30 of them. Yeah. Here we are. This is as far as I got. And then I thought, oh, well, I could do 1 a day. No. I don't know where it's going, but I just think they're kind of pretty, and I've got all this mixture of thread. So, you can make them however you want. Of course, she's got, a key there, with what colors you could make them and all this. And I didn't mind in black because my grandmother, now, Granted, there were a couple in there that she did in different color all the way around, but 90% of the time they were all done with the, I love it, with the black as the outside color. Yeah. Rabbit hole. Rabbit hole. And God knows we have enough 310 to cover anything. Between 310, 3865, B5200, yeah, we could do it any other way. Yeah. So, I don't know where that's going. But, yeah, yeah, what can I say? It happens. But it is a cute little pattern, and it doesn't... Okay, she said that her first one took like an hour and a half to make. I would suggest that you do it on, what do you call it? Ada. It's easier to see. I was gonna do it on even weave because I've got a small piece of it. I've got 28 count even weave or Lagana even weave or Lagana. I do have a couple pieces of linen, but I don't know, it's just, for me, it would be too hard to, in my brain, so that's why I use the Ada. It's easier to see the squares and to count for that kind of thing. Yeah. So, I don't know. But I just thought it was cute. I thought I'd pass along the fact that it was a free pattern. So you can either make them big or small. But now, remember me talking about how when I get fabric from Picture This Plus, this is supposed to be 16 count, but look how tiny it is. I mean, maybe it's because I've been looking at this for so long, but this to me looks like 18 count. But it's real small, and I don't know, she's got it so that you can make 4 of them to make a bigger pillow or something. And I think she was using 28 count, even weave of some kind. Now, it might be Lagana, I have no idea, but yeah. But I just thought it was a cute concept. Whether it'll go anywhere or whatever, I can at least say I made one. My head always gets ahead of my eyes or whatever. But I just thought it was a cool idea, and you can use scraps of thread and, it's the concept of the granny square, all over again. Because we always used, the yarn scraps to make them. And we just absolutely fell down that rabbit hole. I didn't know what I did with my needle here. So whether I'll do anything with it, but they'll all be in black. Because, like I said, we got enough black. What am I doing? Holy cow. I set it out specifically so I could use it. The first number today is number 8. Number 8. So yeah, that was a rabbit hole I fell into. And last week, I fell into another rabbit hole. It was not last week. It was maybe a couple weeks ago. Because I know this has been sitting on my desk. When I got out the beads and stuff for something. I don't know, I did a video with some kind of beads or something. But I wanted to make danglies for I don't know what I was going to use them for. But I couldn't figure out how to get them to dangle. So, and I put them on, oh yeah, let's get that in there. I know, we're not stitching much. And I'm so glad I put the needle minder there because it keeps sticking to the needle minder. We'll just set that over there for right now. So, I had out my box of beads and stuff. And so, I made some little danglies. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I just attached them here. because I was in the mood to bead, I guess. But I have a bunch of little charms, and I have these necklaces, or you can take them apart to make those things that you put on the zipper dealie. I don't know. I was just being creative that day, so I made, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's all I made. And I couldn't get them to dangle, and I guess I realized way afterward, it's like I didn't go and see a video. It's just what my brain told me to do. I should have taken like a link of this and it would have been limper. But as it was, all I have are these big long pin things that, I can stick so many beads on. So, yeah. And then I just hung the charms from the end. So I have no idea where they're going to go. But I had gotten all this beading stuff. And then I got that beading stuff, we'll call it this past month, from, what do you call it? The thrift store. And I even tried to take a piece of quartz and wrap, like, gold wire around it and have things hanging from it. But I realized once I got all that done, but this would make a hell of a pendant, man. You could knock somebody's eyes out with that. I mean, it's pretty heavy. So I don't know. And it didn't turn out. So, yeah. Rabbit holes. Do y'all have rabbit holes? Where you think, it's going to turn out a lot better than you thought it was, or you had it in your brain of how to do it and just didn't go that way? Yeah. That's me and beading. I like the concept, I guess, but I can't ever get it to come out the way I want to. And I do have subscribed to a couple, what do you call it? A couple of YouTube channels where they make beaded jewelry, but they're making it with the seed beads and stuff, so I never have enough seed beads for that kind of a thing, and I've never ordered them. I used to be able, and I don't go to, there's no Hobby Lobby, there's nothing here, where I could go pick up 15 different colors or whatever. And I have no concept of the size, so it's really hard for me to think about ordering them online. Isn't that bee cute? I just love him. He's so cute. She's got a little flower in her hair. So yeah, I've never been the bead girl. It's right up there with the macrame. We went through that phase. But I could never get it to look like I wanted it. And that's pre-YouTube and all that kind of crap. So, I don't know. I just never get there. I used to do beaded earrings, but those take those real long needles and yeah, no. And frankly, it gave me migraines trying to make those seed beaded earrings. And through that phase, I sold a few of them because I was working full time, and some of the girls at work wanted me to make them a pair here and there. And yeah, no, that went by the wayside. But yeah, some crafts you just gotta try out and get all the things, and then realize it's just ain't your bag, So, yeah, I'm just gonna stick to the sewing part, Then I found quilting and applique and all that. And I just loved doing all the sewing things. Sewing was so much easier. And of course, I like knitting and crocheting, but I have to be in the mood. And then it's like a blast right through it. Gotta blast through it. Because some days I just need to knit, just like I just need to cross stitch. But unfortunately, I like to cross stitch a lot better. I don't know, I find it much more calming when I do crochet and knitting. It's like, just get through it. Just get through it. It's not enjoyable. This, I can just pick it up, put a few stitches in. I feel much calmer. It takes down my blood pressure. Not that I have high blood pressure. I've never had high blood pressure my whole life. But it calms my well-being, if you will. It's just more soothing to me. I don't know. And I like to knit, maybe because this I have to pay attention to, where knitting, I can sit there and knit and watch TV at the same time. I don't have to watch it real close. Unless I'm doing a pattern and trying to get that right. But the things that I knit are pretty dull, if you will. This is exciting. You're putting colors in, and the pattern is growing, and the picture is growing. Yeah. I don't know. What brings you all joy? What floats your boat? What do you find soothing or comforting or whatever? I can remember when I learned to knit, and of course, you're influenced by school and everything else. I told my grandmother, I feel like a pioneer. I feel like one of those people in the old times. Yeah. Yeah, I went through that whole phase too. Yeah. So, I don't know. I always felt like I was carrying on a legacy. Does that make sense? What they used to do. I could have cared less about new things. I was all about, well, I want to do that because they used to do that in the old days. Yeah, it was always like that. I don't know. Crazy, right? Am I crazy or what? The second number for today is 90. 90. So collect your numbers and save them for Monday. It's always exciting for a drawing. It really is. Because you never know who's going to win. Isn't that good? I like that part. Watched a little bit of YouTube and FlossTube last night. I couldn't make it past 12:30 last night. I was beat. Yesterday just did me in. And I thought it was going to rain yesterday morning. It was all gray and cloudy and never did a thing. Burned right off and got to be about 82 degrees. So it was awesome. But my body sure thought it was. So by the time I got home, I was just kind of in pain. So I ate some. Oh, I waited all day to have. I was going to have chili dogs. That sounded so good. I really wanted it. Went out, bought it. Bought the stuff for it. I'm going to make it, when I get home. Usually I don't eat anything big. I could eat one. That'll be good. So I fixed myself my chili dogs, and I've got some baked beans, and I got some chips. Because now I'm starving, because it's 10:30 at night. Because I didn't eat too much while I was at work, just enough to keep my energy level up to get all that order in. I sat down, and I was trying to get situated on the couch, and the plate, those stupid, what do you call it? Stoneware plates? Yeah. Kind of tipped it sideways, and things went sliding. I had baked beans here, baked beans there on the floor. I had to get up. I had it on me. Oh, it was special. I had it on Molly's blanket. And I'm doing it this way again. Okay. Yeah. So I had to clean that mess up, and I finally got to eat my chili dogs. And it's not like I can't make chili dogs at work. I don't know, I just bought the stuff and, yeah, made it at home. Because we have hot dogs on one of those hot dog rollers. Hot dogs, brats. Sometimes we have, I don't know, it's some kind of sausage that's got eggs in it or something, or it's got some kind of a outside crust, for the breakfast people. But, yeah. But we always have hot dogs and brats. Yeah, no, couldn't fix it at work. Would have been less of a mess. Oh, yeah, I had that crap everywhere. I was like, oh my gosh, I just want it. Have you ever just been so hungry I just want to eat? Yeah. Yep. We all do it. Pretty much. Keep moving. So, yeah, I finally got that swallowed after I cleaned up the mess. God, it was horrible. Used half a roll of toilet or paper towels just getting the crap picked up. Yeah. Could not believe it. Oh, doggone it. There's one right there. This is an 11 count, and I am using 3 strands. Just saying. I don't know if I said that before. But it stitches up real nice, and it's got some nice limp type material. It's not as stiff as some of the Joy Sunday stuff. And I like it that it's not very wide. It sits right on, and I'm using my clips. But, yeah. So, it's been a week. But I just thought that granny square pattern was too cool for school. I really did. Yep, I was going to make 1,000,000 of them. Yep. It just kind of lights a fire in me. Because I love granny squares. I don't do them much anymore because, damn, the yarn is terribly expensive. It's just freaking horrible. But, I mean, to their credit, I mean, the skeins are way bigger than they used to be. I don't know how many ounces or anything like that, but it's like a double skein, if you will, compared to what you used to be able to get. I mean, to make an Afghan, it's probably close to 60, 70 bucks these days, so I don't know. I haven't, I think 1 or 2 times I've ordered like a single skein of yarn from Amazon, so it's not like I can get it anyplace cheaper. So, yeah, I haven't done that. And I'm not into those little, the foo-foo yarn, that you get in small skeins and they cost a big price. That's not happening. And besides that, it's the wrong weight for me. I always use a worsted weight yarn. So, like 4-ply or whatever it is. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. But yeah, so I do every once in a while find yarn at the thrift store, but not too often. Usually they have that adorable thin thread that you make those doilies out of. Yeah, I dragged home about 8 skeins of that. Not a clue what I'm going to do with it because heaven knows I can't crochet that small. So, I just like it. I don't know. Just something about it. Gotta have it. Don't know what I'm going to use it for. And I'm sure if I just practiced, I might get my gauge down, if you will. I just crochet too loose. So when I'm doing it on the granny squares, it's a little bit different. It's, it's easier to adjust it into a blanket or whatever, but those doilies, I can't. I just can't. It's just horrible for me. We tried and tried and tried. And then finding a crochet hook here, I'm sure if I had a pattern, it would tell me what size crochet hook to use, and I'd probably have to use something that was 2 times smaller just to get that gauge smaller. I just can't. Why are we talking about yarn? I don't know. Granny squares, rabbit hole. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know. But yeah, it just struck a chord in me, and I had to do that. So whether I'll make any more of these little cross-stitched granny squares, but I just thought they were cute. And a good use of spare thread, We've all got it. Heaven knows I know we all got it. Lord. And it doesn't take very much thread. I think I used 2 whole strands. And as you get towards the center of the thing, it takes less thread. So, yeah, you could just make it however you want it. I don't know. Don't know. All right, guys. I think, well, if I could just, come on. There we go. Where's my scissors? What did I do? Oh my goodness. They're here somewhere. I don't know what I did with them. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And please hit the bell. That way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.